population than any other country in the world. That has got to change, and it will not change until we demand reform. If I seem pissed off, it's because I am pissed off. I am sick and tired of what we're doing to our poor people, our brown people, our black people. We are not enforcing in a way that is fair, and it's got to change. If you want to blame somebody, do me a favor and don't blame the police. Because they have been victims too. They have fallen. I have lost friends who've been killed, working undercover, shot in the head for no good reason. If you want to blame somebody, blame the silent majority. Blame the people who look the other way. Blame the government. I'm fine with that. But you've got to support your police. All of you out there with smartphones, please, please, please go to leap.cc and sign up. If you do that, I have a badge I will be happy to pin you with today. You need to join our movement. Get on board. Okay, I'm trying. I think every police department and every prosecutor's office in this country should end enforcement of our drug laws. It should end prosecution of our young people for drug violations. It should happen immediately. We do not need a law to stop the enforcement. We do not need a law to stop the prosecution. It is discretion. My vision for the future: all drugs legalized, regulated, and controlled. No one goes to jail for drug offenses. Everyone who's ever been to jail for a drug offense gets their record immediately expunged. Nobody told me when I was a Maryland State Trooper that when I locked someone up for possession, that they would be at risk for having safe housing, that they would be at risk for being able to get educational loans, that they would be at risk for being able to find meaningful, gainful employment. No one ever told me any of the collateral consequences. They told me to go out and lock up as many people as possible, and that's what I did, and now I regret having done that. And I promise you, I will dedicate my life to making sure that we change this. Between the police and the communities that we swear by the Constitution to protect and serve is fractured. It's fractured to a point where we can't even convict somebody for murder because nobody wants to come and tell us what happened. It's a problem. Our clearance rates have gone down because we've locked everybody up in the community for drug offenses. We've marginalized generations of people. It's got to change. If we do this, overdoses will go down. Drugs will become uncool to our kids. Martin Luther King, while sitting in the Birmingham jail, wrote one of the most powerful letters in the world. And he said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Every one of you have a moral imperative to seek justice for those with no voice. Seek justice! Seek justice! Spread the word! Use your circle of influence. Thank you. Leap.cc, Leap Addicts. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Our next speaker is Derek Rosenweig from Philly Normal, and he's gonna, he's gonna tell you what he's gonna talk about. Here you go. Derek Rosenweig.
Hey Lancaster, what's going on? It's great to see such a nice crowd here today. This is actually my first time here in downtown Lancaster. You guys got a beautiful city, and it's such a shame to see it marred by 80 years of prohibition, 80 years of failed prohibition, 80 years of totally pointless prohibition. Madness. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was formerly secretary of the Philadelphia chapter of NORML, and now just a regular volunteer. I started smoking marijuana in college, sophomore year, and at around this time, the same time, my father came down with a condition known as reflex sympathetic dystrophy. He was diagnosed in 2003. And that spurred me to be proactive and research marijuana, because I had heard all these things about it from my time in elementary and middle school about, it's a gateway drug, it'll cause you to get addicted, this, that, it's the devil. And I realized after smoking it myself that that was all a pack of lies. So I wanted to know what could its medical benefits be, and I found, much to my surprise, that marijuana for medical use, marijuana has so many medical uses that it's literally, we would be here for days talking about it. There are chemicals called cannabinoids that interact with a system in your body known as the endocannabinoid system. It's a system of receptors that these cannabinoids bind to in your body, and they produce the effects that help you relax, help you sleep, help you eat, help you feel good without the addictive side effects of opiates or alcohol. You can't get addicted to pot. You cannot die from pot. And marijuana can help significantly with neurological disorders such as reflex sympathetic dystrophy. So that spurred me to really get involved, and I joined Normal, and I've been working with them ever since. So being proactive, that's the first step. If you believe marijuana should be legal, don't just sit on your butts. Do something about it. Use your circle of influence. Determine what you can do. And I'm here today to give you some ideas on exactly what you can do to help us, help the entire state, end this ridiculous war on drugs. Just 1 second. So, the first thing that you can do to help our groups is make a donation. You can make a donation of $20, $50, or $100 to Philly Normal and or your local chapter. In order to reach the public at large, we would like to do a TV and billboard ad campaign throughout Pennsylvania, but that's expensive, and we need to raise at least $50,000 to do it, to pull it off. There's almost 200 people here today, and if every single person present at this rally donated $100, that would be $20,000, almost half of what we need to accomplish our goal. Now, $100 is about the price of a quarter of herb. Think of it as an investment, because you're going to be saving untold hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on how much you smoke once we legalize it, and you'll never ever have to worry about getting in touch with your dealer again. So get out those checkbooks or use our credit card reader. If you find our executive director, Kevin Clow, he's around here somewhere. Kevin, can you raise your hand? Okay, I don't know where he is. He's wearing a purple shirt. Find him, donate. You're gonna feel great afterwards, trust me. And if you have friends or family who couldn't be here today, ask them to do the same thing. You can mail a check to our P.O. box, and once we get our PayPal fixed, you can donate directly online. So, sorry, what? Sure. So the second thing you can do to help the cause is build a personal relationship with your elected officials and or their staff, no matter what their political party or position on cannabis. And you can go online and find out exactly who your elected officials are. If you're from Lancaster, I'm sure Les can help you find out who they are. Good rapport with them can make all the difference in the world when it comes time to discuss the cannabis issue with them, if and when our bills come up for a vote or a hearing, when we want to hold meetings or anything like that. If you simply don't have time to cultivate this kind of a relationship with them, you owe it to yourselves to at least call and email their offices as a constituent expressing your support for legalization, because they do listen. And when many people call in, they take notice. And when hundreds of people call in, they do something about it. They'll hold a hearing, they'll hold a vote. When we had our last session, we had a medical marijuana bill. The bill number was 1653, and it was originally assigned to the Health Committee with one of our most ardent opponents, Representative Matt Baker from Tioga County. He's a Republican, and he's totally against cannabis legalization in any way. And we pestered his office for weeks. Well, it ended up being about a couple weeks, with phone calls and emails, and guess what? He got so sick of hearing from us that he directed his committee to hold a vote, and they voted it out of committee. Unfortunately, all they did was vote it into a different committee where it sat there and languished. even though we did the same thing. We hit their committee with phone calls and emails. So it's not the only thing you can do, but it can make a difference. The third thing you can do is educate yourself on this subject. There's more information on weed out there than you could possibly imagine. You can read scientific articles. I'm talking about the actual reports, not just the media-spun version that they put in the newspaper or you see on TV. There are historical documents and government reports, all of which are available online and in many local libraries. Learn the truth so you can more easily break down opponents' positions and arguments and strengthen your own. The fourth thing you can do is write an opinion article from a specific point in favor, with a specific point in favor of legalizing cannabis and submit them to your local news organizations. They're usually short, between 200 and 350 words, but some allow submissions of up to 1,000 words. Everyone's point of view is unique, and every voice makes a difference. You never know who you may reach with your message. It may be that one person who has that influence with that one legislator who can make it happen. You never know. Another thing you can do, civil disobedience. The Panic Hour, who will be speaking later, and Philly Normal have recently begun doing a series of smoke down prohibition events. And when I say smoke down prohibition, I mean that literally. At 4:20 p.m. during these events, there is a massive cloud of smoke, of marijuana smoke, coming from Independence Mall. And it smells good. And people turn their heads and they say, hey, what's going on over there? And they come over and they get involved. So the only problem with that is, yes, you may get arrested. So if you're willing to put yourself on the line, if you're willing to risk arrest, if you have bail money set aside, please take the initiative. Lastly, one of our main goals, obviously, is to get Senate Bill 528 passed, or if possible, our medical marijuana bill. Although preferably Senate Bill 528, because it encompasses recreational use. You can smoke it for whatever reason you want, whether you do it just for fun or if you do it for religious purposes. It encompasses medical marijuana and it encompasses industrial hemp. Whatever you want, we got. So to do that, the legislature needs to see endorsements from Pennsylvania groups. If you are a member or a leader of a local Pennsylvania organization or association, you can work with us to bring a normal speaker to give a presentation to your organization or association and to try to secure an endorsement. Work in your circle of influence and raise awareness and feel good about it. Now, of course, we run and take part in numerous events and other activities which we plan at our monthly meetings. So if you are interested in getting more directly involved and spending real time working to end marijuana prohibition, get out to your local chapter's meetings and be a proactive part of the solution. If there's no normal chapter in your town, start one. It only takes 5 people to get going, and we can help you get started. Lastly, I'd like to thank Les Stark for setting up this event and getting everyone out here, all the street team members who got out and handed out flyers, and everyone working throughout Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh Normal, the people starting Lancaster Normal, everyone who's working to get this done. And I'd like to thank our elected officials, our sponsors, State Senator Dalen Leach and Jim Furlow, and I'm missing Larry Farnese, I believe, who sponsored our bill. So when you talk to these people, let them know you support it, and we will end prohibition in Pennsylvania. Thank you. And visit us online at phillynormal.org. Check out our Facebook and Twitter pages, Philly Normal, that's N-O-R-M-L. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Just real quick, I'd like to recognize a couple people, Trevor and James Turner. Where's James at? Right there. Robbie Schatz. These guys did a lot of work. They hit the streets, pounding the pavement for us, handing out stuff, doing a lot of work. Ellie Paisley for designing our flyer that we passed around, and everybody else has helped in any way. Now we got a real treat. We got a celebrity here, someone that's world famous. His name is Ed Fortune. You might know him as the New Jersey Weed Man. Give it up for New Jersey Weed Man, Ed Fortune.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Happy 420, everybody. It's a little late, but you know, I'm a stoner. Who here is a stoner? You smoke, my man? Red, what do you smoke? What do you smoke? You smoke swag or good stuff? Swagger. Wrong answer. Who's it? Who here's a cannabis connoisseur? You like smoking good bud? I need to look at all your faces. I want to smoke with all you guys that have the good bud. How many people here are registered to vote? How many people smoke weed? If you ever happen to be on a jury, would you say guilty or not guilty if you got picked for a jury? Not guilty. Let's hear everybody say it. Not guilty. If you happen to be on a jury, what would you say if there was someone facing government persecution and imprisonment for a non-violent crime? They may be guilty of possessing that pound of marijuana, but you'd still say not guilty, right? There's a whole concept of doctrine out there called jury nullification. I only got a couple minutes, but since I got a couple minutes, and first of all, wait a minute. I want to thank Les. Everybody here say thanks to Les. Hold it, I want you to say it. Say, wait a minute. Say thank you, Les, all right? 1, 2, 3. You know, I've put on protests and civil disobedience acts all over the place, and you know, half the battle is getting someone to come out of the cannabis closet and support an event like this. So everyone, once again, say thank you, Les. Because he got all yous out there. Now thank all yourselves. Put your hands in the air and just thank yourselves for showing up. All right, everyone here should be registered to vote because you may happen to end up on a jury one day. But that's not the only reason. You should voice your opinion anyway. And for those of you who raised your hands and said you smoked marijuana, if the laws don't change, some of you will end up victims of the war on drugs. You may be that person saying, oh my God, they're trying to give me 3 years in prison for a plant. How many has that happened to? Who's going to prison for marijuana? Hey, that's good though, it's only a few. How many have been arrested for marijuana though? How many have had your money taken, fines, pulled over, embarrassed? Your mom and dad called. Oh man, see? So the laws are wrong. How many people here believe the laws are wrong? You must be the 53% the Quintac poll just said agree that marijuana should be legal. So give a hand to the 53% that showed up here. And again, I tell you what, man, I really have. I've done events all over the place, and the biggest problem is getting people to show up. So I just keep wanting to tell people when they show up at events like this, just, you know, great. Now, back to the jury nullification. If you happen to end up charged with a marijuana offense, I believe at this point in the history of America, more than 50% of Americans believe marijuana should be legal. So if you went to trial, you were facing a jury trial, then you should be able to get about 5 or 6 people on your jury that agree that marijuana should be legal. I believe at this point in history, if you go and take your case to a jury, every single pothead in here, and I'm a pothead, who's a pothead? Every single pothead here is unconvictable. You're not convictable if you argue to the jury, I didn't do anything wrong. The law's wrong. I had this marijuana. Stand in front of the jury and tell them, hey, this morning I smoked a joint, I'm a wake and baker. Who else in here is a wake and baker? All right, quick question by hands. Who brushes their teeth before they wake and bake? Oh, hey, listen, some people do. I think it's backwards. Anyway, I'm a wake and baker, so give your helps a hand if you're a wake and baker. Who only smokes before they go to bed, though? No, there are those that only smoke before they go to bed. know, everyone does marijuana for a different reason. I mean, listen, you know why I used to smoke? I had a boss who was a pain in the ass. And every time I got this pain in the ass, excuse me if I can say ass, I would smoke a joint and the pain would go away. In fact, that's a medical excuse you can tell your doctor. My boss is a pain in my ass and I need to smoke marijuana so the pain will go away. I think that's a good enough reason. I totally 100% believe that you should be allowed to smoke marijuana for medical reasons, and I believe that our laws are wrong about, you know, in some states you can't, you go to jail for it. I believe the laws are wrong, but I still believe that the government shouldn't have the right to tell you anyway if you should or should not be allowed to smoke marijuana, to put marijuana in your body. I don't believe the government has the right and the authority to put marijuana in your body. You can't find anywhere in the Constitution that gives the authority of the government to regulate someone's body. The constitutional law of the land gives the government the right to regulate our military, commerce, you know, but not the right to regulate someone's body. And again, if you ever find yourself facing a criminal trial at this point in history, all you potheads are unconvictable if you just stand up. Don't take the plea. Don't listen to the lawyers. You know, I say represent yourself too, and representing yourself doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go it alone. You still have a right to assistance of counsel for his defense. You still have a right to a lawyer, but give your own opening and closing statement. Somebody smoke a joint with this guy. Come here, come over here. Who's got some bud? Somebody smoke some weed with him. All right, stay right there. Right there. Well, you're distracted. There we go. Somebody smoke him out before the end of the day, too. And videotape it. I see everybody here's got smartphones. Everyone should put the term jury nullification in their phones. You know, and that's, I just want everybody to know, that's what I'm here for. I just want to tell everybody, to teach everybody a little bit about jury nullification. I didn't really have enough time to teach it, but to be honest with you, I threw it enough out there that all you have to do is Google it, kind of run with some of my concepts and learn about jury nullification. And once again, I want to thank Les and all yourselves for coming out here. Yo, they didn't smoke with you, man? Come on. What is your, wait a minute, what is your name? Because you're in everybody's pictures.
My name Benson.
Benjamin.
Benson.
Where are you from? Benson?
Puerto Rico.
You're from Puerto Rico?
Hey, Puerto Rico.
San Juan?
Once.
Bungie? Okay. All right. Look, my man. Look. Everybody here is taking pictures of you right now. Everyone take this picture.
Hey, also.
You want to be on Front Street? You're on Front Street right now.
Mira.
All right, man. Yo, you got to let me go. Yo, wait a minute. Why do you use the cane? Why do you use the cane? You got hurt in the service. Which branch of the military? Which branch?
Army.
What was your MOS?
Truck driver.
You're a truck driver, 64 something, right?
Yes, sir.
I forget what it is.
Yeah.
I was in the Army myself. No one believes me when I say I was in the Army. That's right. I still am a peaceful, proud, patriotic pothead. I'm gonna tell one quick last story. I know I only had 5 minutes, but you know what? I'm one of those potheads that I read too much. I get high, sit in front of the computer, and start reading all kinds of history things, and I go all over the place. But the one thing I did as a young man, I did join the Army. I joined the Army National Guard right out of high school. This guy is a Vietnam vet for real. Give yourself a hand. Benson. I got you, Benson. Benson. Somebody smoke him out, for real. Grab him. You can't make a pothead lose his train of thought. I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
Jury nullification.
Anyway, I'm going to get off. Yeah, I'll rattle on and on and on all night. And Benson here screwed me up. All right. But anyway, wait a minute. One last time. A couple things. We're not going to cuss out here, but I need everybody to say this. Throw your video cameras on. F the law. F the law. Smoke it anyway. I am a pothead. The government has no right to tell me what to put in my body. Oh, that was a little too long, you potheads. Hold on, slow down. All right, 1, 2, 3. The government has no right to regulate my body. F the law. That's a little bit of civil disobedience. No one's doing it though. Who's smoking a joint? No one's. Are there police officers here? Hey, you guys in red, are you guys police officers? So you wouldn't tell if someone smoked a joint? I'm not going to smoke a joint. I'm too far away to go to jail. I don't want to end up in a Lancaster County jail. Who would bail me out? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Hey, and I also want to thank the young lady from that wants to form Lancaster Normal. What is your name, young lady? Everyone here, I assume most people are from around here. This should become like your favorite person in this area. Everyone should, before you leave today, everyone should give your email address at least to this young lady from from Lancaster Normal. Okay. What is your name again?
I'm Deb Guy.
Deb Guy. Give Deb Guy a hand. Sign her paper. Put your email address on. Who knows? Maybe I'll capture the email address one day and send out where I'm sending weed at. Anyway, Les, here you go. Panic Hour.
All right. Thanks, Ed. New Jersey Weed Man, Ed Fortune. Give it up for the New Jersey Weed Man. All right. We got a real treat. We saved the best for last. There's a group of guys, they call themselves the Panic Hour. They put down these events down in Philadelphia at the Liberty Bell that are already becoming known as legendary and epic. They're called the Smoke Down Prohibition Rallies. And when we go down there, we smoke cannabis out in front of everybody and they leave it alone. It's essentially decriminalized down there. And what we've done is established a free zone where cannabis laws are temporarily suspended. It's all from these guys at Panic Hour. Great guys, intelligent, creative, and smart. You're gonna hear them. Here we go. Give it up for the Panic Hour!
Hey guys, thank you for coming out, everyone, today on a relatively chemtrail-free day in Lancaster. We're wonderful to look up the skies and not see chemtrails today. Exactly.
Guys, as I was driving here today, I saw a lot of cows. Guys, we are professional UFO investigators. If any of their cows have gone missing or dismembered, we want to talk about it after the rally.
But no, it's really nice to be out in the country. We're always in the scummy city all the time, and it's nice to be out here. I smoked too much pot, so we wrote some stuff down, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about it. How many people here have gone to a smoke down that we've had in Philadelphia?
Smoke Down Prohibition, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
With Philly Normal, we have really started to make an impact in Philadelphia by doing that. Some things about that is that we just thought this up in our house. Dudes like Weedman, who in 2003...
We are stoner comedians without jobs or goals, and we did this.
Alright? So, listen, we saw New Jersey Weedman, what he did. We decided to find a way to go out and do that. Find people that are like-minded. Mobilize. Our group is made up of a veteran, a few ladies, a fag, you know what I mean? Like, get to know each other, unite. You probably have skills that you don't even realize they would work so well together, and, build this fucking thing and let the government know that they represent us. And if the people want marijuana legalized, then
they're gonna smoke it. They are gonna smoke it.
So yeah.
In copious amounts. And we're gonna smoke it publicly at the Liberty Bell, too. We will be there May 18th. Get yourself a bus together. Come down from Lancaster.
Sleep on
3:30.
your couch. Governor Corbett is closing schools in Philadelphia. They're opening prisons, and he's on the cover of the Daily News talking about how people can't get jobs because they can't pass drug tests. We need to take dinosaurs like this and get them out of the government. It's ridiculous. The times are changing, and if they don't want to get with the program, the people need to rise up and they need to get the fuck out. I'm sorry for your children and all that. So Steve is a prolific songwriter. We've been preparing songs for all our smoke downs. The last one we did was 420, which is really nice. So we're getting a song together for our next smoke down. We're gonna be shooting the video up here in the beautiful country. This is such a beautiful place. You guys are so lucky to live in a place like this. I live around trash and Italians.
Yeah, where we live, the streets are paved with broken dreams and Miller High Life bottles.
But okay, so Steve, why don't you go ahead and set up your little thing?
So, folks, I'm considering running for governor next year of Pennsylvania. And they say, Steve Miller, it'll never happen. Steve Miller, you're too high. Steve Miller, the people of Lancaster don't want a gutter faggot as their governor. And let me tell you, Steve Miller will turn the Keystone State into the Keystoner State. And the people of Lancaster are gonna love it because I am the sucking dick with the Amish art of making furniture. It's a skill I do with craft and precision, spending hours on just one masterwork. Like the Amish, it's a skill I learned from my grandfather. Like the Amish, we both sell our respective products at Lancaster truck stops. Okay, you get it, make me governor. Everything you need to know about me running for governor is summarized in the following song. Oh, I guess it would be nice if I could smoke some ganja. I love my marijuana. I'm not afraid to say it's true. Oh, but I gotta think twice before I spark a blunt today. Cops wanna take my weed away so they can smoke it too. Oh, but I ain't got time for all that commotion. It's almost 20 minutes after 4. Oh, when you listen to reason, not emotion, and you wanna end the lunatic, say racist or wrong, and you wanna get baked. We wanna get it baked. Yeah, we wanna get baked. We wanna get baked. Congress, you're the one who legislates, make it legal in 50 states. Just keep it down, schedule 2. Maybe your senator will smoke a chain, feed all the billions that we pay when we put it on violent laws. Prison costs more than we consider. The foolish notion that comes from that lock us to the floor. Oh, watch that revolution. Everybody wants to end the lunatic war, and we want to get back. And we're gonna get back. We're gonna get big. Let's see Tom Corbett write a song like that.
We'll see you in Philly on May 18th. And just keep fighting it. Thank you.
Thank you everybody for coming to the Lancaster Hemp Rally. We really appreciate it. Now we're gonna try to take it further from here. Now we lead the rally, and now we go out there and try to make change. We're not just trying to have a rally. It was a lot of fun, but it's not just about fun. What we're trying to do is create a real movement that will create real change and lead to victory. And it depends on what each one of us do. That's basically the end of the rally. You guys are all free to go or hang out, do whatever you want, but thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Lancaster. James is coming to Pennsylvania.